This is something we expected all offseason. We have seen other defensive tackle deals get done that set the parameters of this deal. It is a monster. I mean, he's making money. 4 years, $96 million contract extension, includes $66 million. That is the largest guarantee in franchise history.
The star of this defensive front is Quinnen Williams. He is the only player on the defensive front who ranked in the top 20 in ESPN's pass rush win rate metric for his position. So they had to reward him. They got it done. He's going to be a key piece of a very good defense for quite some time.
Absolutely, Mina. You mentioned his numbers, and he makes the players around him, those guys who aren't necessarily stars, much better in the process. The on-off splits for Quinnen Williams are staggering. Over the last 2 seasons, when he is on the field, they sack quarterbacks more than 8% of the time. Best mark in football over the course of a full season. When he's off the field, drops by more than half. They're 31st in the NFL in terms of their sack rate. So we know he has great numbers on his own, but he makes the players around him so much better in terms of getting after the quarterback. We know these sort of teams that want to rush 4, they need that interior disruptor to get to their highest level, whether it's someone like DeForest Buckner, whether it's someone like Javon Hargrave, and now, of course, Quinnen Williams in New York.
Mina, when a team trades for a 4-time NFL MVP, we spend much of the offseason talking about the offense and that player, in this case, Aaron Rodgers. But this Jets defense now has its best defensive lineman locked up for a long time. Sauce Gardner was an all-pro as a rookie last year. Just how good can this team be on defense?
Fantastic. They should pick up right where they left off, which is as a top 5 defense in the NFL. In part because when you look at their performance last year, they didn't get lucky. This wasn't a defense that was super dependent on turnovers. They were also a young group, which bodes well for the future. And as you alluded to, they have stars across the group up front, Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner in the back, but then there's players like DJ Reed, who's one of the more underrated cornerbacks in the NFL, playing opposite Gardner. I mentioned, some of the players on the defensive line. CJ Mosley was terrific. I think if there's any at linebacker, if there's any weakness in this unit, it might be next to Mosley and then maybe at safety. But if you're going to choose weaknesses in a defense, those are the positions in today's NFL that you'd want to be a little bit relatively weaker at.
Do you think that Quinnen Williams' agent, that sack rate win, did you see that graphic?
That graphic
that
is
is
alarming in a good way.
That was a great graphic.
Number 1 in the NFL when he's on the field, 31st when he's not. Like, if I was the agent, I would just write that down and be like, okay.
$4 million per year. So for Quinnen Williams, by the way, Adam Schefter talked about this on NFL Live prior to this year. It's an amazing statistic here. Schefter talked about this earlier in the offseason, that one of the sort of the points they were going back and forth on was length of this contract. 4 years, always the player preference to get back on the market sooner. Team preference is to lock it up for as long as possible, 5 years. So a win for Quinnen Williams to get this a 4-year deal for $96 million. Again, $66 million of that is guaranteed.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.